In this video, I tried completing Terraria by doing the clicker class. This was extremely difficult and this video took super long to make. So don't forget to like and subscribe and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even think I was gonna be able to even get close to defeating the game. But obviously there's gonna have to be 2 parts at least. But first, let's get straight into it. I made my first weapon, which is the wooden clicker. I killed the slime with ease, of course. Then I headed to the desert, and then from the desert, I headed to the crimson biome, and then immediately died because it's so difficult trying to click with just barely any CPS at all. Then I headed to the caves to find some loot to help me get my next item. Once I got home from the caves, I decided to use all my resources and made my first ever clicker, and I also made a hook. Then, once I made the gold clicker, I decided to make myself a house. Actually, since I'm building this house, let me do a time lapse. Can you guys subscribe, follow my Instagram, and also follow my newly made Twitter? First 2 links in the description, so check it out. I finished the house, probably you can tell. Didn't completely finish it, but close enough. Then I went back into the mines and see what else I could find. Once I came home, I saw the merchant and I saw that he had this item, which is going to be very helpful. Then a blood moon occurred. I got this cool new clicker, which when you click, it shoots out blood, which is going to be very helpful. Once it became day, I decided to head to the desert, and the first thing that I found was a desert temple. And it was so helpful because I found so much money in it, and it can help us buy so many other things. Now this is where the real challenge begins. Once I got home, it was nighttime, so I decided to try to defeat the Eye of Cthulhu, and this is how that went. And just like that, the fight was over. It was actually a pretty difficult fight, seeming that I didn't have any momentum. But then I used the rest of the, what's it called? Crimtane ore that I had, and I made a new clicker called the... I don't know what it's called, but it's pretty good. So I decided to end off the night by digging down, and then the next day started. Once the next day started, I wanted to defeat the King Slime because I wanted to keep my adrenaline going and trying to defeat the whole entire game in one sitting. But obviously I didn't get that close. So let's just get straight into the King Slime fight. I'm not gonna lie, it was extremely easy, but nonetheless it's another boss down. So we can get on to the next boss. But before I went on to the next boss, I decided to make a couple more houses because more NPCs needed to move in. Once it was morning, the goblin army spawned and I got this cool clicker during it, which is called the shadowy clicker. And then it shoots out like a shadow flame head and it's really cool. It does a lot of damage. Once it turned night, I decided to head towards the dungeon and try to defeat Skeletron. But then again, probably using the slimy saddle wasn't such a great idea because, yeah. But then once it turned day, I decided to go towards this meteor that I saw that landed a couple days ago. And I decided to gather everything from it, and it was pretty easy to gather with Vein Miner. Once I got home, I used all the meteorite ore to make meteorite bars, and then I made this like space clicker thing, and it shoots fallen stars when clicked something. Just look. Right before it turned night, I decided to head towards the dungeon and start making a little flat area that way I could try to defeat Skeletron once and for all. After a long night, I finally defeated Skeletron, and it was a tremendous victory. Right away, I decided to head straight into the dungeon to find some good loot. Then I got a golden key, and once I opened the chest, I got this amazing clicker. Then I headed home to defeat King Slime for some money. I decided to make one more house before heading to the Brain of Cthulhu fight, and this was a not as difficult fight, I'm not gonna lie. That was a really easy fight, not gonna lie, but don't click away yet, because right away we did the Brain of Cthulhu. This was pretty difficult. I eventually defeated the Queen Bee, and I got a bunch of good stuff from it. That way we can make our next clicker. The next clicker was like a honey clicker. I ended up never using it, and then I headed to the underworld to try to get some hellstone. Once I got enough hellstone, I decided to make my next clicker, which was like a fiery type clicker weapon thing. It's actually really cool. I ended up using it a lot towards the end. Then I decided to make my last armor set before the Wall of Flesh, which required a bunch of silver and some wires. The final armor set was called the Motherboard armor. Then I headed to the dungeon to try to find a shadow key. Then I attempted to defeat the Wall of Flesh. In the next clip, I recorded my friends and I talking, but I kind of forgot to turn on my mic.
What seed set in lounge?
That video of that child, he dances and then he baptizes, or like he gets, yeah.
No problem.
There's no reason for him to emote like that.
Can you join on your webcam?
Tell Connor he has that fat ass roll he wanted.
Connor, you have the fat asshole now.
Can I have that? Please, please, please.
Then finally, I defeated it, the Wall of Flesh. This took so long to do, and I was so happy.
I need to get busy.
Hold.
I'm running first.
I headed back up to the surface and head towards the Crimson to break as many demon altars as I can. Then I went mining to find all the various resources that I need to get my next armor set and clicker. Then I headed back up to the surface and got an orichalcum anvil and decided to make a bunch of new clickers that are really OP. Then the final thing that I needed was titanium armor. I decided to head back down into the mines to try to get as much as I can. I didn't get enough titanium for some titanium armor, but I did make a titanium clicker, which is really good. The final thing I will try to do in this video is try to defeat my first hard mode boss in the clicker challenge. Probably the twins wasn't the best idea because it's extremely easy to defeat this boss, but nonetheless I defeated it and I made a hollowed clicker. It's like, it uses like hollowed bars and stuff. Yeah, that's about it. That's all for this video. Like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for 150 subscribers, and I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye. Yo, hold up, pause. Before the video ends, please subscribe. This video took so long to make, probably a whole month. But thank you guys so much for 150 subscribers, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.